Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Beta. Today, we are going to be making dog collars for my dog, Bindi. Here's a picture of her because right now she's mooching because they're having dinner. We were shopping at Petco and PetSmart and we looked at like all their like leashes and collars and stuff that they had, and I was looking for like a noodle pattern, like pasta, because I call her Noodle as like a nickname, and I thought it'd be really cute because the collar that she has she's had it since she was a puppy and she's chewed on it, and it's like one of those like plastic collars that, like, you know, not the best. So I wanted to make it like more unique to her, so I was like really wanting a noodle inspired collar. I couldn't find anything, so then I decided, well, how hard is it to make a dog collar? So I googled it. It's not really that hard as long as you know how to sew and you know how to measure. So I'm like, I know how to do those things, let's try it. I went to the store today, and I found this, which, like I said, it does look like bananas, but it's little macaroni noodles on like bright orange fabric. So I think it would look really cute, especially since she has black fur. It's definitely going to pop. So I ended up getting 2 more as well. So I got these, which are so cute. It's like a pink background with little polar bears on it. So that's gonna be like her little winter collar. I used to have a baby blanket when I was younger, and it was like flannel, and then I had like a satin border. That baby blanket is now in shreds. I'll literally put a picture right here. Like it's on its last leg. So I'm like, well, I really like sleeping. Like, I put it under my head and I grab it. Like, that's how I always sleep. And I'm like, I need something like that. So I decided to make me another baby blanket. Long story short, this was the pattern that I did, except mine was flannel, and this is kind of like a stretchy knit almost. It's not super stretchy. So I'm hoping it's not going to be terribly hard to sew. But I mean, look at how cute. It's little fishies. I think it's going to look so cute on her, and we can be matching with my blanket and her dog collar. But yeah, no judgment about blankies. I'm sure there's blanket girls out there who still sleep with their blankie. And if I have extra fabric, which I'm sure I do because I got 1/4 yard for all of these, I might adventure into making a leash. The leash is technically easier than the dog collar, but my head's in the game to make a dog collar. So we're gonna do the macaroni noodles first because the noodle thing inspired this whole thing. So you're gonna need this 1-inch belting stuff, and technically 2 yards will give me exactly 3 collars worth. So I actually bought 2 of those just because, in case I wanted to make some leashes. So this is the buckle that I will be using for the dog collars. It's basically just a parachute buckle, 1 inch exactly. So I bought 3 of those, or like the adjustable loops to make it smaller or larger, because I'm making an adjustable collar that will hopefully grow with her. And then these are the D-rings, which will allow me to attach a leash to her collar. So these are a 4-pack. I only bought 1 pack of these, obviously, because I'm making 3 collars. This is what mine looks like. It's a swivel leash clip on a D-ring, and that's the only hardware that you need for a leash. Okay, so if you want to make one of these, what you have to do is you have to measure your dog's, you know, neck circumference. So Bindi's was 14 inches. This is how big her neck is. What you do is you take that measurement, mine is 14 inches, and you add 10 inches onto it. So mine is 24. I will be cutting the webbing 24 inches long. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 3 strips of 24, and I will be right back. Again, I'm only cutting 3 strips of 24 because I'm making 3 separate dog collars. If you're only making 1, just cut 1 measurement. Ooh, okay, so I cut my 24-inch long piece, and now one of my edges is already singed so it won't fray. The one that I did cut, I'm going to just take a lighter and just singe it just so it doesn't fray. Ta-da! Now you don't have to worry about it falling apart inside the collar, and then you have to redo the entire thing. What we need to do now is cut our fabric. You have the dog's neck measurement, which was 14 for me. We added 10 inches to match this, and then we're going to add another 1/2 inch for the fabric to allow for seam allowance. So this is going to be 4 by 24.5 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it and I'll be right back. Okay, so I cut my fabric. It is 4 inches by 24.5 inches. And now I'm going to go to my iron and we're going to iron this. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it over in half. Iron it just like that. There's the first crease. And then we're gonna unfold it. And we're gonna fold the outer edge towards the inside, just like that, and iron it. And look at that. You know what's cool is that they almost match up perfectly. So it looks continuous. Doesn't really matter though, because it's gonna be half of this, but that's what it looks like. You'll have a crease on the outside that you can barely see. There you go. And then 2 folds over. And now we have to fold in like 1/4 of an inch and iron it on either side. Okay, so now that our fabric is nice and folded, as you can see, the tops are folded in, and then it's this big section along with this. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our webbing, can you see it underneath that one? Make sure it's all the way at the top. Fold it in, fold it over, and then we're going to go ahead and top stitch this entire triangle. Ooh, okay, so what I actually did was I put the webbing inside. I folded it exactly how I wanted it, and then I actually just pressed it again with the iron. I'm going to top stitch the entire thing, which means we're going to start here, go all the way down, go over, go back up, and then go over. So we're making a big rectangle. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I sewed the entire thing. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these, oh gosh, sliders. I'm going to take one end and we're gonna put the wrong end facing upwards. So my wrong end is just this little area, this side, because that is the side that you can kind of see the fold a little bit more on. So I am going to do this side up. And what you're gonna do is you're going to take your slider. You see how it has 2 areas? You're going to put it through the bottom, pull it back through the top, so until I can get just enough that I can sew like a square and an X through it just to reinforce it. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you the after. Okay, so this is what the square with the X looks like that I was talking about. This is just your anchor point for the adjustable part. And now next what we're going to do is lay it wrong side up. So the wrong side is with this extra fabric sticking up. This is the side that's gonna go towards the dog's neck. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your buckle piece, take it apart, and you're gonna take the prong end, and like I said, laying it wrong side facing up, so that little extra fabric is on this side. You're going to take, see, this is the wrong side because it's like open. This is the right side of the buckle because it's closed. Wrong side, right side. Okay, so we're gonna take the wrong side, which is the open side, and we're gonna hold it like this. This is the end that I'm working on. This is the end with the slider. We're going to take it and we're gonna go the top one, put it through, so the wrong side is facing this way and the correct side is facing the slider. And then on the back side, you're gonna stick it right back down and you're gonna scooch it like almost all the way to the slider. That's about good enough. This is what it looks like so far. You have the slider. This is the correct side. Correct side of buckle. This is the wrong side. The wrong side of the buckle is facing the wrong side, like that, okay? It's about like, I don't know, 5 inches away, 4 or 5 inches. So now what you're gonna do is you're going to take the long tail and you're going to go through, this is the wrong side of the slider, and over to the top on the right side of the slider. If you can get it in. Now make it flush. So now this is what it looks like. You have two. The wrong side is hidden. That little flap is now hidden between the two. The correct side of your buckle is showing. If your buckle is not showing the correct side, you need to fix it. So this is what it looks like, and then you still have the tail. Now, we're going to close off. So we have the one side of the collar, now we're gonna work on the other side. So you're gonna take your other side of the buckle. You need one of your D-rings. So I'm going to go ahead, pop one of these out. And we're gonna put it facing the correct side of this. So this is pointing outward and it's on the correct side of the collar, just like so. And now you're going to put this in here, like so. And I'm going to pull down probably like 2 inches, just like that. And closest that you can get without messing up your footing, you're going to sew a straight line just to hold the other end of the buckle in place, and then I'll show you what to do with the D-ring. We're gonna make like a little compartment to keep it in. As you can see, I sewed just a straight line, or well, straight enough line, across to hold the buckle in place. Now what we're going to do is slide the D-ring up close to where you sewed, and then we're gonna do exactly the same as what we did with the slider, and we're going to sew a square with an X through it to hold that into place as well. Okay, here's what that box looks like. So then again, this is the wrong side. This is the side facing your dog, and you have the D-ring, the slider, and the correct way for the clips. And then you have a little doggy collar. Isn't it so fun? And then actually, like, just to adjust it, this is like the smallest that it can go, and this is the biggest it can go. So I think we need to go get the puppy and see if it fits. I mean, obviously it will, but let's see how cute it looks on her. So here it is. It fits. It's adjustable, so it'll grow if she gets bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna be making a mini leash because this is 44.5 inches. So we're just gonna make like a little short leash. I'm going to do exactly the same. So this is 44.5 inches. I'm going to cut my piece of webbing 44 inches. And we're going to iron exactly the same and go ahead and top stitch the entire length of it, do the big rectangle, and then I'll be right back. I went ahead and sewed this entire strip all the way around, and now I have the actual like leash thing, and we're gonna just put it in and lock it into place with a square and an X, and then all you have left to do is make the handle. So you just fold it over, preferably on the same side as the wrong side of this, and make it big enough that you can, you know, fit your hand and wrist through, and then do the same thing, locking it into place. Like I said, this is just going to be a short lead, but that's how you do it. Ta-da! Now it is done. I have a whole set. That's how you do it.